Welcome to the Know. I'm Ashley Jenkins.
I'm Mica Burton.
Pokemon Sun and Moon doesn't hit until November 18th, so we are exactly 1 month out.
Woo!
But there's a demo out for those who actually don't want to wait that long. And because Pokemon is Pokemon and fans hate things like surprises, the whole thing's been data mined, and we now know pretty much everything about the game that we get in a month.
Also, next time you ask why developers don't put out demos anymore, remember this kind of stuff because it seems like every demo now ends up revealing every secret the game has to offer, but you don't even have to buy dinner first.
Nah, just puts right out. So, on to the data mine. It should be pretty obvious, but if you don't want any spoilers, now would be a really good time to click away.
Bye.
Consider checking out an episode of our podcast, The Patch. Instead, just mute this and go do something else. Whatever, it'll keep you occupied. And hey, Patch, loosely based on facts, sometimes.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's talk about Pokemon.
Yeah! Look, we've spoiled ourselves for this. For you guys, because we care.
Because we love you.
Yes.
The biggest headline of the data mine is the full Pokédex and the final evolutions of the starters.
So here's everything we know so far. The leak from earlier this year that revealed the final evolutions for the starters was spot on. So if you're digging Poplio or whatever, you'll probably be pretty happy. There are also variations on known monsters, like a hat-wearing Pikachu, which is really freaking adorable. But since you could dress cosplay Pikachu up in X and Y and Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire, not that huge a shocker, but it is still interesting. There are a lot of variations on the hat too. Actually, it's every hat Ash has worn, which is a nice little touch. It's very cute.
There are also tons of shinies found by data miners, and that's how a lot of the information was discovered.
Some of the information is a little bit more serious than Ash Pikachu, though, like the Ultra Beasts, for example. We knew they existed, but not the particulars. All that's been noted on the official site is that they're feared as a potential threat to humans and Pokemon. There are at least 2 of them. Yeah, it turns out there are at least 8, since that's how many were mined from the demo, and these are believed to be like a completely different category of monster. They're not Pokemon. Aliens!
Alien Pokemon! One of the other major thing Game Freak has been testing with this game is the Alolan forms of the earlier generation Pokemon, like the infamous Longneck Executor, or the White Vulpix, or the Brown Raichu.
Which they're all pretty cute. So far, the data mine seems to confirm that those Alolan forms are entirely comprised of Pokemon from the first generation, which actually could be fun, not only for Pokemon veterans, but as a kind of new but familiar incentive for Pokemon Go players to explore Sun and Moon, because those newcomers probably couldn't appreciate new forms of later generation Pokemon, but they know enough about the first gen Pokemon at this point to know and appreciate the change.
According to one of the major data miners, Cafodix, Sun and Moon's Pokedex contains around 800 Pokemon. Not all of them are leaked.
Not quite.
Totem Pokemon can't be viewed, for example, but the vast majority of the roster is fully exposed, including Pokemon that haven't been announced yet.
Exposed.
So far, it looks like there are 87 Kanto Pokemon, 30 Johto Pokemon, 33 Hoenn, 29 Sinnoh, 28 Unova Pokemon, and 14 Kalos Pokemon.
The roster also reveals that this generation's legendary Pokemon have pre-evolutions. De-evolutions? Look, they evolve.
They're
anyway.
so cool looking!
Which is like, that's a new thing though.
It's a new thing! Leaks have already revealed a lot of details about the game before, like that the game is ditching the traditional gym system in favor of island challenges, which based on what we know seems to pit you against a puzzle or some kind of test and battle against the totem Pokemon we mentioned earlier.
And then in addition to all of that, a data mine may have revealed that the demo itself may evolve. Yeah, okay. As the game gets closer to launch, adding new activities and details to keep players coming back. We will know for sure tomorrow when the first activity is supposed to take place. It's, I guess, a guy outside a Pokemon Center who's going to give you something. Who doesn't want to get stuff?
Stuff is nice. On October 23rd, a lady in the left corner of the town is expected to do something.
Mysterious.
Followed by an old man in the town hall who will celebrate Pikachu's birthday on October 30th.
Oh, that's really cute.
On November 5th, a policeman on the pier will do something.
Still mysterious.
So mysterious. And finally, November 11th, a girl in the ferry terminal will want to say goodbye before she leaves and probably do something.
Something. Parting is such sweet sorrow. No details yet on exactly what any of that is going to accomplish, but the easy guess would be that interacting with one or more of those activities might unlock some sort of bonus in the full game.
We're really telling the future here. To the crystal ball!
It's really definitive. Yeah, for the most part, data mines like this aren't malicious or anything, although the extremely spoiler conscious may disagree. When we did an update about the game being announced and we actually showed the starters, some people actually got upset with us for that. So maybe don't go sharing around these details all willy-nilly if you've got trainer friends who are actually trying to keep the mystery alive.
Pokemon has survived data mines before, though, and it will survive this one intact. Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire had a similarly major data mine that, thanks to its demo, and the game still managed to sell 3 million copies in its first 3 days, and is now estimated over 11 million for physical sales alone.
It's a lot of sales.
A lot of sales.
I mean, admittedly, it was a drop from Pokemon X and Y's 14 some odd million, but it is still the 3rd highest selling game on 3DS, beat only by X and Y and Mario Kart 7. So that's still pretty good.
Pokemon Sun and Moon is expected to be better than that, largely as a result of Pokemon Go, which is credited with reinvesting fans in the games who may have fallen off, and introduced new fans to the franchise just as Nintendo intended.
Yeah, we won't really know until after the game's launched just how successful that gamble was, but 3DS sales did spike by 80% in July, which is the month the game came out. So it did something right, and we don't even have numbers yet for August, which, I mean, the game was still going crazy. So we're getting all the news stories and everything, so potentially even longer than that. So there are a lot of people who got into Pokemon or back into Pokemon because of Pokemon Go and then are expected to now go and buy Sun and Moon.
Hell yeah, Pokemon Go. So what does this data mine do for you? Are you excited by the sneaky peeks into the game, or did you get unexpectedly spoiled? And if this video unexpectedly spoiled you, why on earth did you stay past the spoiler warning, you sadist?
Do you hate yourself?
You clearly do. Let us know in the comments.
And for more details about Pokemon Go, as it gets closer to Pokemon Go, and for more details about, Pokemon Go, always, because I still like that, especially if they start adding new generation Pokemon, but specifically about Sun and Moon as it gets closer to release, like this video and subscribe to the know. We'll have all kinds of primers and review roundups. It's gonna be exciting times. Why are you dressed like that?
What do you mean?